Hey people, it's Nia Stokey. Now I wanted to bring you this story which I found on the BBC. It says Monsanto ordered to pay $289 million damages in Roundup cancer trial. A chemical giant, Monsanto, the empire of evil, has been ordered to pay $289 million, or 226 million pounds, damages to a man who claimed herbicides containing glyphosate, and that really is very, very dangerous, I don't care what anyone says, had caused his cancer. In a landmark case, a Californian jury found that Monsanto knew its Roundup and Ranger Pro weed killers were dangerous and failed to warn consumers. Emphasis on this. It wasn't that they just proved that it caused it, they proved that Monsanto knew about it. So that's negligence. Actually, willful negligence. It's the first lawsuit to go to trial alleging a glyphosate link to cancer. Monsanto denies that glyphosate causes cancer and says it intends to appeal against the ruling. The jury got it wrong. Vice President Scott Partridge said outside the courthouse in San Francisco, "No, they got it exactly right. That stuff is dangerous. Listen, people, if you got Roundup, find a safe disposal site and get that thing away from your house and wear some kind of protective equipment. Okay. The claimant in the case, groundskeeper Dwayne Johnson, is among the more than 5,000 similar plaintiffs across the U.S. Correspondents say the California ruling is likely to lead to hundreds of other claims against Monsanto, which was recently bought by the German conglomerate Bayer AG. Mr. Johnson was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma in 2014. His relatives say he regularly used the former Ranger Pro while working at a school in Benicia, California. The implication of this verdict will be far beyond Monsanto's headquarters in Missouri. Glyphosate is the world's most common weed killer, and science is about to say and the science about its safety is still far from settled. In 2015, the International Agency for Research on Cancer, the World Health Organization's cancer agency, concluded that it was probably carcinogenic to humans. But the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, continues to insist that glyphosate is safe when used carefully. Again, people don't take them seriously. The EPA is owned and controlled by many of the organizations it's supposed to regulate, so they're not to be taken seriously. Campaigners question how the EPA assessment was reached, citing evidence of what they say was inappropriate industry involvement in the decision. See what I mean? Some Democrats have even called for a Department of Justice investigation into alleged collusion between government officials and Monsanto. In California, where a judge recently ruled that coffee must carry a cancer warning, the agriculture industry sued to prevent such a label for glyphosate, even though the state lists it as a chemical known to cause cancer. In Europe, too, the battle over glyphosate has been fierce. French President Emmanuel Macron is trying to ban it, despite the resistance of French lawmakers and the fact that the European Commission recently granted the weed killer another 5-year license. Now, how that even happens, but it's all corrupt. Jurors found on Friday that the company had acted with malice and that its weed killers contributed substantially to Mr. Johnson's terminal illness. For an 8-week trial, the jury ordered the agriculture multinational to pay $250 punitive damages, with Upper Costa brought the figure to almost $290 million. Mr. Johnson's lawyer, Brent Wisner, said the jury's verdict showed the evidence against the product was overwhelming. "When you were right, it is really easy to win," he said, adding that the ruling was just the tip of the spear for future legal cases. You're damn right. And everyone who gets sick needs to take them to court. This is very wrong. In a statement after the ruling, Monsanto said it was sympathetic to Mr. Johnson and his family, but it would continue to vigorously defend this product, which has a 40-year history of safe use. No, you just have a 40-year history of ignoring the dangers. Today's decision does not change the fact that more than 800 scientific studies and reviews and conclusions by the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, the U.S. National Institute of Health and Regulatory Authorities, support the fact that glyphosate does not cause cancer and did not cause Mr. Johnson's cancer, it added. Monsanto's Vice President Scott Partridge told reporters outside the court the company would appeal. Okay. Well, people, this is good news. that justice has been done, and I'm very glad for Mr. Dwayne Johnson's family that they've gotten some justice. Let us pray that he hopefully recovers, or at the very least passes away peacefully. May his family find closure and peace. Anyway, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace, love, unity.